Big wave surfing is a discipline within surfing in which experienced surfers paddle into or are towed onto waves which are at least 20 feet high, on surfboards known as guns, or towboards. Sizes of the board needed to successfully surf these waves vary by the size of the wave as well as the technique the surfer uses to reach the wave. A larger, longer board allows a rider to paddle fast enough to catch the wave and has the advantage of being more stable, but it also limits maneuverability and surfing speed. In 1992, big wave surfers such as Laird Hamilton and Darrick Doerner introduced a crossover sport called tow-in surfing. While many riders still participate in both sports, they remain very distinct activities. This type of surfing involves being towed into massive waves by jet ski, allowing for the speed needed to successfully ride. Tow-in surfing also revolutionized board size, allowing surfers to trade in their unwieldy 12-feet boards in favor of light, 7-feet boards that allowed for more speed and easier maneuverability in waves over 30 feet. By the end of the 1990s, tow-in surfing allowed surfers to ride waves exceeding 50 feet. Hazards of big wave surfing. In a big wave wipeout, a breaking wave can push surfers down 20 to 50 feet below the surface. Once they stop spinning around, they have to quickly regain their equilibrium and figure out which way is up. Surfers may have less than 20 seconds to get to the surface before the next wave hits them. Additionally, the water pressure at a depth of 20–50 feet can be strong enough to rupture one's eardrums. Strong currents and water action at those depths can also slam a surfer into a reef or the ocean floor, which can result in severe injuries or even death. One of the greatest dangers is the risk of being held underwater by 2 or more consecutive waves. Surviving a triple hold down is extremely difficult and surfers must be prepared to cope with these situations. Training styles vary such as D-Sloan weight drag/free reef grab and pressure jet drag. A major issue argued between big wave surfers is the necessity of the leash on the surfboard. In many instances, the leash can do more harm than good to a surfer, catching and holding them underwater and diminishing their opportunities to fight towards the surface. Other surfers, however, depend on the leash. Now, tow-in surfboards use footholds rather than leashes to provide some security to the surfer. These hazards have killed several big wave surfers. Some of the most notable are Mark Fu, who died surfing Mavericks on December 23, 1994. Donnie Solomon, who died exactly a year later at Waimea Bay. Todd Chesser, who died at Alligator Rock on the north shore of Oahu on February 14, 1997. Malik Joyi, who died surfing Pipeline on Oahu on December 2, 2005. Peter Davey, who died at Ghost Trees on December 4, 2007, Sin Milowski, who died surfing Mavericks on March 16, 2011, and Kirk Passmore, who died at Alligator Rock on November 12, 2014. Paddle-in surfing, on January 4, 2012, Greg Long, Ian Walsh, Cole Christensen, Jeff Rowley, Dave Wassell, Shane Dorian, Mark Healy, Carlos Bell, Nate Fletcher, Garrett McNamara, Kai Barger, North Shore locals and other of the best big wave surfers in the world invaded the Hawaiian Islands for a historic day of surfing. Surfers had to catch and survive the wave at Jaws Pihi, on the north shore of Maui, without the use of a jet ski. Jeff Rowley made Australian history by being the first Australian to paddle into a 50-foot-plus wave at Jaws Pihi, Hawaii, achieving his charge for charity mission set for 2011, to raise money for Breast Cancer Australia. On January 31, 2012, Jeff Rowley and a number of international big wave surfers including Greg Long, Sean Walsh and Albie Les spent 2 days paddle surfing Jaws, on the Hawaiian island of Maui, as part of their ongoing big wave paddle-in program at the Deepwater Reef, further cementing the new frontier of paddle-in surfing at Jaws. On March 12, 2012, Jeff Rowley paddled into Mavericks Left, California, and became the first Australian to accomplish this task. Mavericks is traditionally known as a right-hander wave and Rowley pushed the boundaries of what was possible at the Mavericks left-hander, a task that wasn't without its challenges, requiring a vertical drop into the wave. On March 30, 2012, Jeff Rowley was a finalist in the Billabong XXL Big Wave Awards 2011/2012. in the Ride of the Year category with his rides at Jaws PE in Maui, Hawaii on January 30, 2012, placing 4th place in the world of elite big wave surfers. Big Wave Surfing Contest, the oldest and most prestigious big wave contest is the Eddy named after Oahu North Shore Hawaiian lifeguard and surfer Eddie Aikau. The competition window is between December 1 and the last day of February annually. Another big wave surfing contest hosted by Red Bull is held at Jaws PE, with invitation of 21 of the best big wave surfers in the world. The waiting period for the contest is from December 7 to March 15. Some of the known invitees to the contest include Jeff Rowley, Albie Laird, Greg Long, Shane Dorian, John Florence, Callum Alexander. Beginning in 1999, Mavericks has become a premier big wave contest. The first year's results were first place, Daryl Verostko. Second place, Richard Schmidt. Third place, Ross Clark-Jones. And fourth place, Peter Mal. Beginning in 2014 May, the World Surf League has sanctioned the Big Wave Tour. On February 28, 2015, Makua Rothman became the first WSLBWT champion with 20,833 points, outscoring the runner-up, Gabriel Villarin of Peru, by almost 7,000 points. Notable big wave surfing spots. Australia Australia, No Toes, New South Wales, Australia, Dangerous Banks, Tasmania, Australia, Pedra Branca, Tasmania, Australia, Shipston Bluff, Tasmania, Australia, Cowbombie, Western Australia, Australia, Cyclops, Western Australia, Australia, Tombstones, Western Australia, Australia, The Right, Western Australia. USA USA, Cortez Bank, California, USA, Ghost Trees, California, USA, Mavericks, California, USA, The Wedge, California, USA, Nelscott Reef, Oregon. Pacific Islands Fiji, Cloudbreak, HAW, Jaws PE, HAW, Outside Avalanche, HAW, Phantoms, HAW, Pipeline, HAW, Sunset Beach, HAW, Waimea Bay, PYF, Teahupu. Europe United Kingdom, Crowbar also known as the Widowmaker, Nuki, Cornwall, England, France, Bellara, Ireland, Eileen's, Cliffs of Moher, Company. Clare, Ireland, Malaimor, Portugal, Madeira, Portugal, Nazara Copyright, Spain, Punta Galia between Getxo and Sopelena, Spain, Por S. Vasco, Azpurup, near Zarates, Jaiputska. South America Chile, LB, Arica, Chile, Punta de Lobos, Paikailamu, Peru, Pico Alto, Punta Hermosa, Lima. North America Mexico, Puerto Escondido, Mexico, Todos Santos, Baja. Caribbean Puerto Rico, Las Palmas. Africa South Africa, Dungeons, Cape Town. Notable big wave surfers. Big wave surfing movies, Hawaiian, The Legend of Eddie Aikau, Storm Surfers 3D, Chasing Mavericks, Fighting Fear, Ultimate Wave Tahiti 3D, Waiver Riders, Pipeline, Riding Giants, Step into Liquid, Billabong Odyssey, T.O. Day of Days, Die Another Day, Strapped, Laird, The Ride, The Day, In God's Hands, Point Break, Ride the Wild Surf, Surfing Hollow Days. See also, Diving Hazards and Precautions, Eddie Would Go. References, Warsaw, Matt. Mavericks, The Story of Big Wave Surfing, Chronicle Books, ISBN 0-8118-2652-X, Warsaw, Matt. The Encyclopedia of Surfing. External links, Wave Warrior, a selection of the world's biggest surfing WAV.